Hello, everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into one of the most intense and surprising developments in the ongoing conflict between Ukraine and Russia. In a bold and high-stakes move, Ukrainian drones targeted a major Russian oil refinery, one of the most strategically important facilities contributing to Russia's war machinery. What followed shocked analysts, governments, and millions watching from around the world. This wasn't just another attack, it triggered unexpected consequences, political reactions, economic worries, and a powerful shift in how this war might unfold going forward. To understand the full impact, let's first look at why this refinery mattered so much. Oil refineries aren't just energy hubs. They fuel military vehicles, aircraft, logistics, and provide billions of dollars in revenue to maintain Russia's operations. By hitting such a critical target deep inside Russian territory, Ukraine sent a loud message: nowhere is completely safe, and their drone capabilities have advanced further than many believed. These drones flew hundreds of kilometers, slipping past Russia's layered air defenses, radar systems, and electronic warfare tools. Ukrainian officials didn't immediately confirm responsibility, but the strategy was obvious. Rather than just fighting on the front lines, Ukraine shifted the battlefield into the heart of Russia's economy. When the refinery burst into flames, the explosion lit up the sky and footage quickly spread across social media, shocking viewers in Russia and around the world. People couldn't believe Ukraine pulled off such a deep strike with such precision. Russia scrambled to respond. Emergency crews rushed in, firefighters battled massive flames, and local authorities tried to calm the population. But the bigger issue wasn't just the fire, it was the fear. If Ukraine could hit this refinery, what else could they reach? Military bases, power plants, transportation hubs. The psychological impact was enormous. Almost immediately, oil prices reacted. Even a temporary disruption in a refinery of this size can affect global energy markets. Europe watched closely because any shock to Russian oil exports affects international supply. Meanwhile, Western analysts praised the operation as a strategic masterstroke, aimed at cutting off the fuel supply that keeps Russian jets flying and tanks moving. However, this wasn't just about physical destruction. It was symbolic. It showed the evolution of modern warfare. Instead of massive armies clashing in open fields, we are now in an era where small, relatively inexpensive drones can cause damage worth millions, even billions, while bypassing traditional defense systems. Drones don't need pilots, and they don't fear anti-aircraft missiles. They can fly low, change direction, and swarm in numbers. This strike proved Ukraine is mastering this technology at an alarming pace for Russia. But here's where things took an even more unexpected turn. After the attack, Russia claimed they intercepted most of the drones, yet the damage spoke for itself. Satellite images showed destroyed infrastructure, burned fuel tanks, and equipment offline for days. This exposed a major weakness in Russia's defenses. If their domestic security can't protect key assets, what does that mean for long-term stability? Inside Russia, panic spread on social media. Some citizens demanded stronger protections. Others questioned how billions spent on defense still couldn't stop drones made at a fraction of the cost. Even some pro-Kremlin voices were frustrated, saying these repeated strikes make Russia look weak. International reactions poured in. Some countries warned that if the war continues to escalate into deep strikes on infrastructure, it might trigger a wider regional conflict. Others believed this was a justified response to Russia's relentless attacks on Ukrainian power plants and cities. Many observers argued that Ukraine is simply fighting back using similar tactics, but with better precision and strategic intent. Then came the most shocking part. Instead of backing down, Ukraine doubled down. Reports surfaced of more drone factories being built, more advanced long-range systems being developed, and partnerships with Western tech companies to improve navigation and targeting, it became clear that this refinery strike was not a one-time event. It was a preview of a new phase in the war. A phase where Ukraine aims to systematically erode Russia's economic and military backbone from the inside. Experts believe that if Ukraine continues targeting refineries, depots, and energy networks, Russia will face logistical chaos. Even if they repair the damage, the constant threat forces them to divert resources away from the front lines. Defense becomes more expensive than offense. This is exactly the kind of strategy weaker countries use to level the playing field against stronger opponents. Russia, of course, responded with threats of retaliation. They launched missile and drone attacks on Ukrainian cities, trying to show strength. But even these responses backfired in some ways. Western nations saw Ukraine under fire again and increased support. Military aid packages were rushed through, and new air defense systems were promised. Every time Ukraine proves effectiveness, it encourages more global backing. Another surprising twist was the political impact inside Europe. Some European countries that were previously cautious about supporting deep strikes inside Russia began to change their tone. They realized that hitting infrastructure used for war production is not escalation, it's self-defense. This shift in mindset could lead to greater permission for Ukraine to use Western weapons on targets inside Russia. That would be a game-changing development. Additionally, this attack sparked discussions about the future of global warfare. Nations around the world are now investing heavily in drone technology, AI targeting, and defense systems capable of detecting small aerial threats. Military doctrines are being rewritten. Everyone has seen how Ukraine, without the largest army or air force, can still strike at the heart of a superpower. This will reshape military planning for decades. Perhaps the most shocking reaction of all, however, came from within Russia's own regions. Some local leaders reportedly requested more autonomy to protect their territories. Others asked Moscow for more funding. The central government is now under pressure, not just from external enemies, but internal expectations. Maintaining control while appearing strong is becoming more difficult. What does this mean going forward? It means the war is evolving. Ukraine has shown that long-range precision drone warfare is the future. It has shown that morale matters. It has shown the world that the side with smarter strategy, not just more weapons, can gain the upper hand. This refinery strike wasn't just an attack, it was a message. A message that Ukraine isn't backing down. A message that the battlefield has no borders anymore. A message that technology can overcome size. And the world was shocked because it realized something powerful. Ukraine is rewriting the rules of modern war. As this conflict continues, the real question is not just how many drones each side can build, but who can innovate faster, who can adapt better, who can break the enemy's will by hitting where it hurts the most. One thing is certain. This attack will be studied in military academies for years. It will be remembered as a turning point where a daring strike shook a nation and forced the world to rethink everything it thought it knew about power, security, and vulnerability. And as new waves of drones are developed and launched, the balance of the war could shift in dramatic and unexpected ways. The story isn't over yet, but this moment proved something undeniable. Even the strongest-looking structures can be shaken when the weakest point is found. And Ukraine just found one. Stay tuned because what happens next could change everything.